Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Grant Evans, and you're watching Ride 360 Motorsport. Today we are reviewing my helmet cam from my last race at Hannigan Speedway. I took second place in the Vet D class. I'm making this video because I just want to share a bunch of my knowledge that I gained from this race and my previous two races. I took third place at Washougal and Vet D. At the Norks Off-Road Series, and then also took second place at the River City Hare Scramble in Onalaska, Washington. So this is a dead start race, so our engines are off. And I think that was open 250 ahead of us. So, pretty good start right there, not too bad. And I have never been on this track before. And I've never done I didn't get to do like a sight lap or anything, so these small jumps here, like I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. This race started at 8 a.m. So the track is still in pretty good shape. I overshot that corner like pretty hard. So I'm in first place at this point. This tabletop coming up right here, I had no idea what was on the other side of it, so I had to go pretty slow. So that's the first little bit of the track, and then we're going to get into the woods here. And this is so much fun because you're just seeing this for the first time, and you really just have to use your best judgment and ride as fast as you can through these trails. You saw that guy that was stalled back there, so that was the first person that I passed from the class that started right before us. By the way, if anyone's interested in knowing, I am riding a 2020 Honda CRF 250, and that's a 250R. So past a couple people right there. There's really not a whole lot of places to pass, and that line choice was pretty good because I passed another like 3 riders. And the visibility here is just absolutely garbage. So there's a lot of dust, and then the sun hitting the dust, it just makes the visibility just awful. I mean, you can only see maybe 10 feet in front of you. The video doesn't really do it justice, to be honest. So here, this is just a bunch of single track. There's not a whole lot of places to pass. So I kind of got stuck behind these people a little bit. And if you're behind someone for a while and you're really pressuring them, they generally move over for you. I really had to squeeze by those guys. It was not easy. A couple people stalled right there, making good time. I am still in first place at this point, and I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, this sucks. So my bike shut off. I'm trying to get it started. I have no idea who's about to pass me. If I'm pretty sure I'm still in first place here. But I know that second place has got to be super close behind me at this point. Okay, I made a colossal mistake. Watch this. There's a huge traffic jam. See that guy right there? He just blazed his own trail. That guy's named Ryan, and he took first place in this series. And I don't see him for the rest of the race until like the last 5 minutes of the race. So for the rest of the race here, I am doing everything I can to catch back up to him. So for you new riders out there that want to do a race like this, take notes, because like if there's a big traffic jam like that, just blaze your own trail. I mean, I made a huge mistake right there. I actually I hurt my left foot pretty bad. There was a stump or something on the left-hand side that my foot caught. And, I mean, it ripped my boot off my peg. And I thought for sure my foot was broken. But it wasn't. My big toe was, like, super bruised for 2 weeks after this race. So I'm kind of just taking it easy because I'm in a lot of pain right here. Not a whole lot of places to pass. That kid was laying on the ground, and he did not look like he was in good shape at all. So this guy was making pretty good time. I got kind of stuck behind him for a while, but sometimes you just got to pick your battles, right? Because there's nowhere to pass here, and you know you can take your chances blazing your own trail around him. But like I said earlier, I hurt my foot on a stump that I couldn't really see. So I'm kind of just chilling. There's 3 laps on this race. Each lap was about 21 minutes. And for those of you who don't know, this is a hare scramble. So you're actually racing in a class kind of against the clock, but you're also racing head-to-head against other riders. There's like 60 minutes on the clock, and you just got to complete as many laps as possible for your class. I really wanted to get around this guy, but like because the visibility is so terrible, it makes it hard to pass someone. Super thankful that I got this entire race on GoPro, because My last race, I actually lost my GoPro on the second lap, and I never found it. So that right there was a terrible line choice. And I continue to... Oh, finally got around him. I continue to make terrible line choices on this race. The way that the track was set up, there's actually... Okay, right here. The trail goes left, but the sign says you need to go right. So, I mean, that's a terrible mistake right there. I just got passed by two people that I had passed already. So I get stuck behind these people again. So, you know, one lap is like 5 or 6 miles. And I've never ridden on these trails before. So you got to do your best to memorize all your mistakes so that when you start your second lap, you make better line choices and you don't get stuck where you got stuck previously. Oh, thank God I got around that. I got around that kid wearing that white chest protector. So right there, that was another place where the trail naturally went left, but the tape was telling you to go right. And when you're going as fast as you can, it makes it really difficult to see those different line choices. And because the visibility is so bad, my eyes are basically looking at the trail right in front of my fender, and you have to constantly look up from your fender and search for the arrows telling you where to go. The terrain is super rough, so you gotta be really careful where you're riding, but you don't want to miss your turn. So out in these open areas, they did water the track. And then this area, there's this really deep bark dust right there. All right, we're going to get back onto the racetrack now. Here comes this KX85. This guy rips. Actually, I think that's not a KX85. Yeah, so there's like a little double right there, and I didn't know it was on the other side of it, so. That guy sprayed me pretty good. When you're racing, you definitely want to get some hand guards on your bike to protect your hands from any rocks or hitting any trees, and you want to wear a chest protector because you're going to get sprayed with rocks and dirt, and it's just good to have. I also wear knee guards, and I'll tell you what, it gives me a lot of confidence. I feel like if I take a pretty hard fall, that my knee guards are going to save my legs. You know, sometimes it's okay to follow people and let them choose the line for you. But sometimes it's also really bad. And there's some good examples of that coming up here, because I'm stuck behind these people. Because the visibility's bad, and, you know, I want to make the best line choice possible to get around these people, but also I can't really see. And the video doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. I mean, the visibility is terrible. So, mind you, we're still on the first lap. And I'm thinking, man, we got to be getting close to ending the first lap. So each class has a different colored sticker on the back of their helmet. And the Vet D class, which is my class, we have a purple sticker on the back of our helmet. And these guys are not in my class. As far as I know, I'm still in second place, and Ryan is nowhere to be found. He's got to be way ahead of me. I don't personally know Ryan. I just met him right after this race. We talked for quite a while. I got his Instagram. So at this point, I'm really trying to find ways I can get around these people, but they were moving pretty good, so it wasn't that big of a deal. See, there's a different line choice. Oh, that guy fell past him. You really want to capitalize on other people's mistakes. Those two trees right there was as you can see, there was a line choice to the left that I could have taken, but those two trees were literally bar to bar. Like, I gotta slow down almost to a stop. That guy pulled over for me, and that was really nice. So the trail naturally went left again. And it really catches you off guard if you're not looking up. Because I'm super concentrated on the terrain right in front of my front fender. So the trees start to thin out here, and I'm like thinking, man, that we got to be getting close to ending this lap. The racetrack has got to be around here somewhere. I can't remember if this is the same guy that I passed earlier. The white chest protector guy. You can see how dusty it is here, like, and then you get into this, the sun, and when the sun hits that dust, it makes it worse. It just amplifies the dust. In some of these areas, the ground is so soft because it's really dry. There, I looked left because I thought the track was going left, and I was just following this guy. All right, we're about to get back onto the racetrack. So this is pretty close to the end of the first lap. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta pass these guys. Tabletop. And then this is a double. So now that I know that there's a double there, I can hopefully try and hit the double next go around. Here's a whoop section. All right, so this is the end of the first lap. We funnel through the cones here. They scan your helmet. You have a tag on your helmet. They scan it so they know who you are. And then there's a tag on your handlebar that they mark with a Sharpie so they know how many laps you've done. So, I recognize these areas from the first part of the track, or the first lap, so I'm hitting the jumps a little bit harder. So these are all just tabletops. There's a couple doubles, so I know that I can hit them pretty good. Double. I totally forgot what was on the other side of this, so I definitely could have hit that harder, but I forgot. That guy right there on the left was cheering for me. I don't know who he is, but it made me feel good that he was clapping and told me good job or whatever he said. This race was about 4 hours from where I live, and I drove up here with my fiance and my nephew. They came to support me. Here's that sawdust stuff again. That stuff was so deep and really hard to navigate through. I remembered that I had room to pass right here. I remembered that from the first lap, so I was able to get around that guy. And then to the right was a good line choice. And then I make a huge mistake right here. Huge mistake. So I tip my bike over because that sawdust was super deep. And then I tried to pick my bike up from the left-hand side, but because it's laying on the right-hand side, you have no leverage. So if you drop your bike, you need to stand on the correct side to have leverage to lift it. And I'm 6'1" and 190 pounds. I'm a pretty decent-sized dude. And it just makes it so much harder to lift the bike if you're standing on the opposing side. So now I got to pass that KX450 guy again. I'm pretty sure I'm still in second place. Anytime I get past, I look for that purple sticker on the back of the helmet. This is the first time I've ever actually watched me race from my helmet cam, and to be honest, it looks like I'm going really slow. But I'm really not. I mean, honestly, I'm riding as fast as I can. I've got about 20 years of experience riding trails. I've just never raced until recently. I didn't even know that hair scrambles were a thing until recently. So he killed his bike right there, and I actually killed my bike too, which sucks because I could have capitalized on his mistake and passed him right there. That S corner is super tight. Makes it difficult to go fast. There's a big stump on the left side right there, so the rest of this race I'm looking out for stumps and logs that are going to hit my left foot because my left foot's in a lot of pain. Yeah, there we go. That was a good line choice. The track went right, and he took that wide corner, and I was able to get around him. So at this point, I know that up here somewhere, I'm going to start to get into those areas where the track naturally goes left, but the arrows and the tape are going to go right. So I got that in the back of my head, because I don't want to make the same mistake twice. The second lap was actually my fastest lap time out of the 3 laps. you got to take advantage of those areas where you have a small straightaway and there's no trees that are gonna, you know, hit your handlebars. So I'm just in first gear, but you know, you want to try and get it as fast as you can on those straightaways, like right there. So when I get close to this guy, I got to look at his helmet and see if he's in my class or not. No, he's not. So there's that line choice again. I should have taken a right around that huge stump, and I could have passed him. But instead, I decided to just follow him, which was not a good idea. I almost have a relief. Oh, there's that area where I got stuck last time because the track went left, but I needed to go right. But I was gonna say, after I passed that guy, I was just relieved because I got out of the dust. There's not a whole lot of dust here, so I can see. It also tells me I'm probably getting closer to the front of the pack. A lot of different line choices through these areas. I tipped it over, but the bike was still running, so I just got back on. That big open section was really rough, so it's hard to go fast. So that guy had tipped his bike over, probably because he came in hot into those trees and the track naturally went left, but the tape was telling you to go right. And to be honest, I was probably going to go left right there, but I saw that guy with his bike tipped over, and it made me choose a different line. So the track naturally took a right, but there was some tape across the trail. This starts to look familiar. I know there's some big sweeping corners. And then after this left-hand corner, I'm going to get into that. I dropped my bike again right there. Here's that really deep sawdust. Dropped my bike again. Man, I was so frustrated because I didn't want anyone to pass me. When you fall down like that, you just gotta get back up like as fast as you can. Hit that double pretty good right there. That corner was super wet, so you gotta be really careful. another really wet corner. Pretty sharp corner. So I'm really starting to get ahead of the pack here because I'm not seeing any other riders. And there's not a whole lot of dust here. So I know that the next rider is probably quite a ways ahead of me. Here's some dust. So I gotta be getting close. See, that line choice was not great either. I should have gone right, but the trail is naturally going left. So this is my third hare scramble, and I'm slowly conditioning myself to ride pretty hard for an hour straight. But right about here, your hands start to go numb, and you got to start concentrating on gripping the bike with your legs more to relieve the stress of gripping the bike with your hands. And that's probably just, me being a rookie, making a rookie mistake of just not riding properly. When you see berms like that, you really want to take advantage, because you can dig that rear wheel into that berm and take that corner much faster than a corner that doesn't have a berm. A lot of different line choices right there. That guy came out of nowhere, and I stalled. He stalled too, but he's not in my class. There's those two trees again. You gotta slow down almost to a stop, because my handlebars are literally touching both trees. And I kept telling myself, like, man, the next lap, I need to take that line choice on the left-hand side. Yeah, I wonder what class that guy was in, because I don't know if I ever see him again. But he seemed like pretty hardcore. He had a backpack on. I'm not carrying any water or a backpack or any tools or anything, but some of these guys, they literally carry a backpack with water and tools, because you're not allowed to work on your bike. Actually, I don't really remember the rules at this point. I think you're not allowed to work on your bike, or other people aren't allowed to help you, or something like that. They have those rules in place, but I'm like, really, like, how are you gonna enforce those rules when you're just out in the woods? That was a long straightaway, but the visibility was pretty bad. So you really can't go as fast as you want to. Plus the terrain was super rough. After this race was over, I coughed for like 2 days straight because I was just breathing in so much dirt. Nice. Past that guy. Past another guy. I don't know why those people are just sitting there. I don't know if they're like waiting for their buddy to catch up to them or what. That was a good line choice right there. All right, this is the end of lap 2. I remember that there's a double right here, but I didn't quite clear the double. I actually cased it. So on the next lap, I land the double. Those whoops were pretty big too. But I passed that guy right before the whoops, so that was good. So believe it or not, that was my fastest lap right there. That was the end of lap 2. I think my first lap was 21 minutes and some change. Lap 2 was 20 minutes and some change. And then lap 3 was again 21 minutes and some change. Stalled it. Rookie mistake. Rookie, come on. I see this guy up here. I really want to pass him. Yeah, he went way outside. You never want to take the outside corner unless you absolutely have to. This jump was pretty rutted out, but I hit that double. So this is the third lap. I remembered that was a tabletop, so I hit that pretty good. And we're back into the trees where we have to go a lot slower. I feel like I make up a lot of time on the track because it's just so much faster. So on lap 3, you really start to recognize certain areas of the track. sawdust crap. There was actually a bike down right there on the left-hand side, and it reminded me to take the right-hand side, and that's where I crashed. And I dropped my bike on the last lap. So I really thought to myself, man, I cannot afford to drop my bike again. Probably within the next 10 minutes, I actually catch up to Ryan, who's in first place. I really want to know if Ryan, if Ryan made a bunch of mistakes like I did, if he had trouble through some of these trees, if he dropped his bike, or if maybe he didn't drop his bike at all and he just went a little bit slower. So this is the Vet D class, like I said earlier, and Vet D is 30 years old and over, and the D class is the lowest class out of all the classes, and they advertise the D class as being a beginner. And I got 20 plus years of experience riding dirt bikes, but I have almost no experience racing, so I chose to race in the D class because I've raced C class before and I got spanked, and I thought that I was a pretty good rider, so I was like, I'll race C class. But when you're in C class, you got people that should be in B class that are riding down, which means there's people that should be in C class that are riding down in the D class because they just want to win that first place all the time. This is my third hare scramble where I've gotten a podium. So I really just want to get first place. I have not gotten first place yet in D class, and I feel like once I start to get first place in D class, then I should move up. But definitely do not underestimate the C class, especially open C. Basically racing a bunch of kids. And those kids, they don't have a whole lot to lose, right? It's not like that sucks. That guy's pushing his bike. I mean, if he is broken down or something, he's got to push his bike a really long way to get back. But yeah, these kids that race in the open C class, they're in high school. It's not like they got to worry about crashing and breaking an arm and not going to work on Monday and not paying a mortgage, and I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30, so I'm like, I want to take advantage, and I'm going to race with the old guys. Look at all these people just stalled, pushing their bikes or going slow. I wonder if they're still on their second lap. These races are so cool because there's a class for everyone. Like, there's little kids racing on this track too, like, little KX85s and young kids old kids. There's a women's class too. That was a girl who was just standing in the middle of the track. I'm like, man, I don't want to run you over. I just had a burst of energy right there because there's a small straightaway. Small straightaway with no trees that are going to hit my handlebars. Gotta take advantage. There's that line choice, that bad line choice again. I should have gone right around that stump. If you think about it, I know it's just a second, right? But if you make poor line choices the entire race, see, like, someone could have passed me right there. That I was thinking about going left, and I saw the tape. But if you make poor line choices the entire race, I mean, you're gonna lose a second or two each time. And ultimately at the I think that's Ryan, right? Yeah, that right there was Ryan. That was first place, and I just stalled my bike. Oh, man, I was so pissed.
Holy shit.
All I can think about at this point is catching up to Ryan in first place, because I know he's close. But I stalled, and now I'm stuck behind these people that aren't even in my class, and there's nowhere to pass. You know, I could have passed right there, but there was a stump on the left-hand side. I got around one person because I took the inside corner right there. That's good. But man, I gotta get around this guy. There's only a few minutes left in this race. I know there's a place to pass right here. Here we go. Here's a track. I can make up some time. Double. And then here's that really slick corner. Look at that little kid. Hell yeah. That kid was ripping. I love that, man. I love seeing little kids out there racing, having a good time. I really wish I got into this kind of racing when I was a kid. Yeah, so that guy's carrying a backpack or something. So that guy has a gray sticker. So I believe the gray sticker is the open C class. This guy seems to be moving pretty good. When they're moving pretty good like that, generally they make good line choices. So I kind of conserve a little bit of energy and just follow his line choices. Some of these corners are so, they're so tight, it's too slow for first gear, so you gotta feather that clutch. If you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I just started doing these kinds of videos, and I just thought it'd be really cool to do a voiceover and explain the terrain and just my experience with this race. I just don't get it why people are just sitting there waiting. I mean, you just waiting for your friend. I guess they're not too concerned about winning the race. Yeah, this guy is still ahead of me, so I'm just kind of following him. Seems like he's making pretty good line choices. There's those two trees again. Third lap. I never took that left-hand side. I know you can't see my handlebars, but I have the Achirby hand guards, and they've actually saved my hands quite a few times. because you get really close to those trees, and I've hit several trees. It seems like I'm starting to lose that guy, so I really need to get back up there and get behind him, because he was helping me make good line choices. Oof, man, I forgot how much I fell on this race. But I mean, ultimately, I was like 19 seconds behind first place. So I got Ryan on Instagram, the guy who finished first. I should hit him up and ask him, like, yo, dude, how many times did you fall? Because I just watched my entire race, and I haven't been counting, but I'm pretty sure I fell like 9 times so far, at least 3 times per lap. That guy was just putting along. He was just chilling. Could not see anything right there. So this is a pink sticker. I think that was the women's class. That person, they just looked confused. Like they were just sitting there, and the track was going to the right, but the arrows were pointing left. All right, I start to recognize this terrain. I'm like, all right, we're really close to the end of this race. I know that the MX track is coming up here on the left. So I know I only have a few seconds left, and I see one rider up there. All right, I'm gonna nail this double finally. Yep, there we go. That guy's not in my class, unfortunately. Here's the whoop section. That guy's not in my class either. There's the checkered flag. And this is the end. That's Ryan right there. Right there. That was him. Just 19 seconds ahead of me. I really wish I could have taken first place, but you know, congratulations, Ryan. You rode super hard. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Appreciate it.